Oops, and they're off, and it looks like Ted was on the line, and then Will. Bob Perry's up here, and that's Frank. Frank's got Will underneath him, so he has a hard time putting the bow down as much as he'd probably like to in this light air. Remember, it's all about power, and you can see Frank set up pretty nicely here on 5-9. His main flies are going all the time, but he's still got to keep his boat up because he's got Will underneath him. Boat here in the foreground tacks to clear his air, and it is just dying, kids. There's a little more breeze, kind of hard to say. It's about slack right now, the current, but it will be flooding. Well, it should be flooding right now, but it's 6 o'clock, so it's 6:15 or 6:20. Bob tacks out, and he's heading for a little more pressure. I think there's a little more pressure a little bit on the right. I wouldn't go too far because the current is will be a huge factor. And Will is just jetting out with Ted up there, and Frank is falling behind. He's, I don't know what's going on. He can put the bow down if he wants, and it's all about drive, at this point. Oh, it looks like Dave Bryant is crossing Frank on port. I think that's Dave Bryant. Is Dave Bryant in 67?
5-2.
Oh, who's in 6-7?
7 is Matt Flynn.
Oh, Matt Flynn. Matt Flynn crosses Frank and heading, and there's more pressure over here, kids. Look at these guys. Whee! Look at them go. Here comes a nice power boat. What do you say? That's probably 2.5 million, maybe. As you get older, you start looking at these things. Anyway, back to there. There's Matt. And Matt's tacking back. Didn't like the look that Bob had over here. Bob is now parked. He's out of the breeze and going into the current. Look at this powerboat. The guy knows. He turns and doesn't go through our fleet. What a nice man. But wait. Red alert. Ted's tacked and has got a bone in his teeth. We'll see how this works. Headed for more pressure. So there we have, up at the weather mark, we got Will Pelletieri approaching on port with the Sailing Center's own Jim Davidian. And they're leading the pack, although it might be close with old Ted Hannibal, who is way to the right. He's gotten over in the current. He's in the far yellow boat. Sorry about the camera work. There we go. And if I were Ted, I'd be. He's tacking now, and we'll see. No, but once again, the right sucks. And Jim tacks is going around first, and and Will can't tack, and it looks like 61 does the bat turn. Who is Kevin. All right, so Jim and Kevin are around, followed by Will, and then Ted Hannibal. So Jim seems to have extended on the first 100 yards, 150 yards of the leeward leg, and Will's got clear air, and Ted is trying to ride over Kevin. It's all reachy, no going downwind in this breeze. Anyway, Jim continues to extend just a wee bit, and followed by Will, who's sailing a bit higher. And then it's like the rich get richer. The first four boats are just crushing everybody else. There are people that still haven't around it. It's a nightmare up there. Here we go. When to jibe, when to jibe. Everybody's going to the right to, well, not to stay out of the current, because the current's coming in. Jim, here we go. Jim is jibing now. Nice jibe on the Davidian craft. Spinnaker just doesn't lose it at all. Ted jibes. Oh, Will is the last to jibe. Not a super great look for Will. He really wanted to be the first one out of there, probably. Now he's stuck on the outside, but they probably will have to jibe again. We'll see. So here we go. It's the horse race to the leeward mark, and Ted's looking pretty sweet on the inside here. He jibed second. Jim jibed first, Ted jibed second, and Will got the cheap seats on the outside. And it's all about keeping the bow down so you can round the mark. Jibing back, well, if you have to, you have to. I mean, you got to keep your boat speed up. And it's all about reaching. It's not about going downwind in this light air. Jim's starting to put the bow down a little bit to make the mark. Here's Jim about to round the, he's going to round the right-hand gate, looking downwind. And the overlap, Will maintains the overlap. Oh, son of a gun. And so he's not in the cheap seats. And Ted just can't go to the other gate. Ted, don't go to the other gate, dude. Let him go first and then try and get inside him. I don't think you, hopefully you've got the skill. Yeah, but doing the bat turn just sucks, huh? Matt Flynn. No one's taking the other gate. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's further downwind. And Matt's not going for it either. Yeah. We have approaching the finish of the first race, Tuesday, May 29th, and we've got Jim Davidian leading, and it's a real sort of snoozer. Air's really light, probably blowing 3, and Jim tacks underneath Will, probably 2 boat lengths, and it's all about boat speed, getting your boat speed up. We got Quigley there, working the Traveler. Get to leeward, Fatso. There we go. Jim's going to win this by a boat length and a half. It looks like it's going to be Will, and Ted is parked over there on the side. So 5-7 is number 1. Looks like 5-0 is going to be number 2. And Ted. Oh yeah, oh, look at this. Oh my God. We've got 61 over here, which is Matt Flynn, right? Is that correct?
Sorry, 61 is Kevin Mullen.
Oh, Kevin Mullen. Kevin Mullen. Ah, like a Japanese zero out of the sun. He's coming in, and he's going to freaking, if Ted doesn't get his act together, Matt Flynn, no. Is it Matt Flynn? No. Kevin Mullen, rather, is going to, he's going to end up with 3rd. We'll see. It's pretty tight, but freaking Ted's parked. And Matt, or Kevin does have the sword in terms of, he's on starboard, goes up and over him. Oh, look at this. It's going to be close. Uh-oh. Well, no. Looks like Ted's going to hang in. So 6-2 and then 6-1. Overlapped. Very close. Oh, good for Kevin. And here comes Matt Flynn. Ah, you see the upwind left really wasn't that great on the last beat. And this is Matt Flynn, right?
Robert Lucas is 5-4.
Oh, Robert Lucas?
Yep.
Huh. Did I miss something?
Matt is 6-7.
Oh, Matt is 6-7. Okay. What happened to him? Oh, Jesus. He was doing well in this race, wasn't he?
He was previously.
Yeah, he dialed out.
Yeah, this is Robert Lucas.
All right, Robert Lucas and 5'4" is, what is that, fifth deer, I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here we have Starboard Tack 5'2", who is,
That's Brian, Dave Bryant.
oh, Dave Bryant, DB.
5'9" is Frank.
Oh, and Frank. So Frank gets Dave for 6. Dave is 7 and 5'2". And then it's the rest of them.